Ohio State came in and got everything they could possibly handle, but they had two opponents today, Northwestern and these gale force winds. And if you did get a chance to watch the game, neither team threw the ball going to, I think it was the east end zone. Neither team threw the ball going east. 40-mile-an-hour winds to the point where umbrellas and all the rest of this stuff, if you look at the sideline, it all just kept tumbling down the sideline. So obviously Ohio State's an airborne program. They've evolved to that over the last, really since Ryan Day. But they still have a hellified backfield. They still have a live defense. And it did take them all 4 quarters, really all of the fourth quarter to come out, because even the fourth quarter, it was 7-7. But they pull it out. A lot of carnage today. Ohio State was not part of the carnage. They move on. Ranked 2, probably stay at 2, 21-7. Do we have any feel about anything differently regarding the Buckeyes after today?
Hack, you want to start?
Yeah. No, listen. Tough situation, got up out of it. I'm just going to keep it real. Ohio State's shown enough to me on both sides of the football up into this point in this year where my eyes are securely focused on this Michigan game. And we're going to find out who's going to be the dog out of the Big Ten from that game. And if the rest of the country keeps effing around, it might be both. It might be these two guys that do come out of the Big Ten with 2 guys from the SEC, right? So, like, I'm not super concerned about Ohio State. I've said it over and over again. They've shown a propensity to be a team that runs on high octane on offense, can score on a lot of different ways, and their defense has started to turn the football over. Jim Knowles has brought in a very aggressive mentality that Ohio State hasn't had. Very, very like live and die by the three ball.
Like go
but
through
it wasn't.
Like
yeah, but it wasn't even. But Jim Knowles is very live and die by the 3 ball. Do a
that's
bunch
what
of
I'm
stuff.
saying.
Like
No,
Ohio State
you
used
played
to
against
be
Ohio
extremely
State
sound.
what they used to be.
Yeah, they played extremely sound. They played corners. They played 4 press. That was the hot thing, and they had a great defensive line that could create a ton of pressure, play some games. Yeah. It was Bosa. You go down the line. They had a bunch of dogs who could just make a lot of shit happen, and then they had guys in the backfield that could hold up. Now they're throwing a bunch of exotics in there. They're doing some things. They're like, listen, they get us 6 or 7 times. It's cool. We got an offense that can rock, and then we also have a defense that we're gonna take it away 2 or 3 times, and we may get got, but we're gonna get ours more than we get got.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see that evolution. But I'm not worried about them. And like I said, the game that I'm securely fixated on is
Ohio State, Michigan.
In Ohio State, Michigan. And we're going to find out. But and one of them is going to be a big-time playoff contender.
And it could honestly be both if the game comes down to a field goal going into expiration or any type of overtime deal. But they are the class. They took shots on the chin, both of them today. Rutgers got a little frisky with Michigan in the first quarter, and Michigan had to put down that little rebellion. And Ohio State is out here messing around with Evanston for 3 quarters, and then they had to go ahead and put down that rebellion. Both these teams are going to kind of meet on this collision course. I cannot wait. Let's jump quickly down to the Big 12.
Well, hang on.
Time, Felder.
Hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
Listen, I know. Listen, we got 9 minutes. I know. Do we watch CJ Stroud today?
Did what he had to do. Yeah.
No, hang on. Stepping up more in the pocket, running.
Yeah.
All the things. Remember last week we talked about it?
Yep.
We're seeing it now because he knows he has to do it. Because that's the way to open up that run game. That's the only thing I wanted to say. That's it.
But,
so let's move on. Let's move to TCU.
He did, but he still left a lot of throws on the table. He's not stepping through with his back half, and I don't want to nerd out because he did do some things necessary. And Felder, I thought about you when I was watching that. Yes, and they are starting to coach. I mean, they've been coaching, but they're starting to detail on him. But the quarterback run game, which has made Ohio State so successful for all these years, and they've been so rich that they haven't had to use those guys to contribute. Now he had to today contribute.
He had to do something.
1-7 or 1-8 Northwestern. He had to put his little bills in the collection plate, which was fascinating to watch because normally all his other guys do that. Felder, great point.